Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Camden, and I want to say hello to all of the amazing teachers out there around the world, making the world a better place one day at a time, one student at a time. Make sure that every day we are applying ourselves, improving our current situation so that tomorrow can be a brighter day, not only for us, but for all the lives that we have the ability to affect. So keep putting out that positive energy and good things are on your way. Don't forget, before I get into the video today, 7 reasons why I chose Thailand as my second home. Don't forget, tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Thailand time, myself and Jesse, another Palfish teacher, we're going to be doing a live stream together. So it'll be split screen. If you have some questions, this is from a teacher who is rather new to Palfish. So he hasn't been on there as long as I have, but has already been incredibly successful early on with his career as an OET, online English teacher. So not only I'm going to have a live stream with him, but there are other teachers out there. I'm lining up live streams to do, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. So if you're interested to do a live stream with me, or if you want to go on a live stream on Instagram and ask me questions, just out of the blue in the moment, be ready for those, okay? So let's go ahead. Number 1, I'm from the USA and I love to travel. And, I had never been to this part of the world before. I'd always been to Latin America, Florida, and didn't really get to see any part of the East, So being able to come over here later in my 20s at 28 years old, 29 years old almost, it was like a whole new world opened up to me. And I just couldn't believe that I had waited so long to get over here to begin with. And the opportunities, the way that people look at you as a teacher, and it's like an honor to be a teacher over here, and that's another reason why I love to be over here, because when I'm out in public and people ask me, oh, you're an English teacher, it's like, they look up to you. The culture looks up to teachers, and especially with our students in China, education is everything, for many of these cultures over here. How you do at school, respect to the teacher. So being able to teach students like that is not only amazing, because a lot of the students, what I think is, in America, we grow up with all these luxuries compared to other parts of the world, and people don't really know what they have. They're very spoiled. It's very easy to get lazy in America because everything is right there for you all the time, 24/7, right? And when you come over here and you realize a lot of the things that you grew up with were luxuries, and never take those things for granted. So a lot of times when I even had students in Virginia who were from different countries, I posted this on my Instagram. I had one student from Egypt, one student from Guatemala, another student from Egypt. There was like not brothers, but they were like best friends. And then they come over here, another one from Vietnam. And now that student's going on to study computer science at Virginia Tech. So, when I would teach students from different countries, or where parents come from different countries and their first generation, immigrating into the U.S. or being born in the U.S. for the, first generation, it's like they just appreciate things so much more. And it's a great feeling to have, okay? So I just kind of went off on that, but it's okay. Number 1, the reason why I decided to stay in Thailand is because of the climate and the environment. I love tropical, I love rainy, I love sunny. I like the rainy season and the dry season. And then even starting in late October, November, and December, you're going to have some cool times. So the cool season is for like 2.5 months. When you're up in the mountains in northern Thailand, you can really experience that. I can experience that out here also. But being up in the mountains, when it's 15 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Celsius, it's really cool. And then in the daytime, it goes back up to like 30, like above 80. It's so crazy. But I love tropical environment because it means that food is going to be in abundance. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and selective local herbs and things like that. So I think that having that ability to live in a place where there is food always available and fresh in season and locally grown, that's something I'm very much into. So if you enjoy the tropical type of environment, then Thailand is a great option for you if you're looking to settle, okay? Number two is the people. I really, really enjoy the people here in Thailand. When I first got here, I didn't speak a lot of Thai. I didn't have a motorcycle. I was in a place where, I was the only outsider. I was the only farang. I was the only foreigner. And not a lot of people spoke English around me. And there really was not any place like supermarket-wise. I'd have to take a red truck taxi from one part of my apartment, to the outside of my apartment, all the way into the city. And that could take 40 minutes sometimes because they stop and let people off. And the people get on. There's traffic, so it was a brutal awakening, because I had gone from living on a farm in Boulder, Colorado, and then jumping over to Hong Kong and like super tall condo and everything's super modern and infrastructure. And then boom, go out here into the middle of nowhere basically. And it was a brutal awakening. But those hardships are what built the character. So just because you're going through a hardship, don't just quit. You've got to be able to weather the storm sometimes in your life to find out who you truly are. And it helps you to understand what sets you off, what you enjoy more, and how to have more self-control in your life. And that's just something that we can all get better upon. Okay? So the people here, I was 2 kilometers from this school center. And again, I didn't have a motorcycle. Somebody had gotten in a crazy accident and like killed 2 teachers and 2 others were injured like my first week there. So it was like there's 2 different type of school centers, and this truck just like barreled right into this one truck, and then the motorcycle drivers are behind, and it was super crazy. I was like, whoa, maybe I don't want to get a motorcycle that quickly. Okay. So when I was walking to the center in the morning, people who I didn't even know would say, Sawadee Krap, where are you, they didn't speak English. They say, Bai Tinai, like, where are you going? And I would just tell them, Rong Rien, like school, and they knew the school, they knew the center. And so they would just drop me off in like motorcycles, like motorcycle taxi, people in trucks. Some people from the school would even see me and like walking, and it was super hot. And when I get to school, I'm already like super wet, and it was not an easy experience. So what made the experience was the staff, the people at the school. They really made sure I was taken care of. They tried to do everything they could to bring that hospitality to make my adaptation easier and more effective, But it was, there's not even words to describe it. I'm happy that I started in a place like that rather than first starting in Bangkok or Chiang Mai, because when I got to Chiang Mai, I could appreciate things so much more. Okay. Number 3 is very inexpensive. And another thing about the people though, real quick, is people here give you your space. It's like in America, everybody's kind of in your business. It's kind of like constant surveillance. But here the people they might look at you, like, oh, it's a foreigner. But for the most part, they don't care what you're doing. Like, they're not looking, they're focused more on what they're doing. And that's something I just really like about the culture here. They're not so interested about always wanting to know what you're doing, who you're talking to, where you're going, why are you here? It's like a sense of space. And that's something with the Thai culture that it's awesome. It really is. Number 3 is that things are very inexpensive here. So, to live in the city with a nice apartment, nice condo, bedroom, kitchen, shower, small living room, I was paying less than $200 a month. So you can get amazing prices for really, really good quality all throughout Thailand. And especially when you go to the beach, it's like, what? This place is this much? It's like some of these places would cost hundreds of dollars, back home in America. So being able to be over here and to experience the high level of service and hospitality for like a fraction of the cost It is amazing to be around. Why do you think so many people enjoy and want to stay in Thailand for as long as they can? Because it's an amazing country with a lot to offer. International, it's modern, they have good infrastructure, the internet, the 4G, and then at the same time, it's not so super expensive. It's like mind blowing. It still shocks me, even after 3 years here almost. Number 4 is, well, I met my beautiful wife, the first week. I was like, I needed to go to the morning market to get my food before my lesson started. And one of the teachers told, my partner, well, future partner, take him, take Falang, bye, dalat, to go to the market. And then so when we got to the market, this was my first day, and I bought her coconut water, and then she bought me some bottled water, like for the day, because, it was like, it was just really interesting. And then like 3 days later, we went out with her friends. We went, like, everybody was, there was like live music, and everybody was dancing, and just amazing vibes. And the first time I went out was on a Friday night with 3 of the teacher friends. And when I was listening to the music, even though I didn't understand, and I've been to a few other countries and listened to some of the local music, but there was something about the Thai music, it like really touched my heart. And I'm like, wow, why do I feel so pulled and connected to this music? It's the first time I listened to it. I don't understand what they're saying, but the rhythm and the emotion and the passion and the energy that they were putting into the show, I just started to fall in love with Thailand. I really did. And it happens to a lot of people here, So I met my wife, the first week I was here, and then, I had been out of a relationship for quite a long time. I was single, backpacking around, and then to meet someone when you least expect it, loyalty, I'll just say this, to be able to have someone who is loyal to you is so rare. It's incredibly rare these days to begin with. But if you can find someone who is loyal to you, you got to hang on to that person. You really, really should. And I mean, unless the situation's really bad, they're loyal to you for the wrong reasons, But to have someone who loves you, supports you, nurtures you, cares for you, listens to you, and then brings out the best in you. And at the same time, no relationship is perfect. And the things that may irritate me that she does or she says to me, it'll just motivate me more to expand and to grow and to become a better person, to be more proactive with my activity, my daily habits, So you've got to find ways that motivate you and to be with people who bring out the best in you. Next is number 5, my favorite reason. Now, and I know it's not in my name, and they could just kick me out if they wanted to at any time. Who knows what'll happen? But I have a good feeling that her family really loves me. They have a lot of respect for me. They give me space. They don't come into the room. They're usually outside taking care of things. And, it's like having land, like about 2 acres, basically, about 2 acres. And then having a house, for a lot of people that are younger, they're still wanting to travel and teach online and to do different things at different schools. But now I'm like at a point in my life where, you got to think, especially with the way online teaching is going, we don't know what's going to happen to the future of online teaching. So if you are not thinking about your future, not planning, not investing, like, for example, I spend over $100 a month on water. I'm very strict and disciplined with my food choices and my drink choices and my lifestyle habits. I buy, I guess you could say it's expensive, but I buy spring water. There's 2 spring water companies in Thailand, Aura, and the other one is Mount Flor, from very pristine locations. And I drink that spring water because it's got minerals in it that the other stuff doesn't have. Like, when you just fill up a big, 3-liter tub and you press the button in Thailand or wherever you are and have refill stations. It's great. It's filtered. It has UVA, UVB, like, ultraviolet light and all that stuff. And it like cleans the water essentially. But it's still like city water, and it doesn't say that it filters out all the other stuff. So, for example, I spend over $100 a month on water, and how much would that be, after 1 year? You're talking about over $1,000, right? Over $1,000 a year that I could save just on water. So what am I going to do? Because I have a house, we have a well here, it's already in the land. I'm going to get a Berkey water filtration system, and they even ship 3 to 6 days. They have it in Bangkok. So Berkey water filtration system, it's the most trusted brand, lifetime warranty. So I'm going to be saving almost all of my money now. I don't have any overhead. I pay for electricity, I pay for my car, and then pretty soon I'm not going to be paying for fruits and vegetables or herbs. I'm going to have all that here at the house. So it's like, you know, I dreamed about these days when I was in Orlando, Florida. I was like, man, I want to have a farm. I want to have all my food. I want to be self-sustainable and self-sufficient and, you know, all that stuff. It's like, you can't, you know, it's just so nice to be out here. It really is. I can't explain that to you, everybody, enough. It's amazing to have that sense of freedom out here, because in the village, in the countryside, you know, there's not like cameras at all the red lights, and people free. It's like crazy out here. It's like, it's an amazing time in my life right now. And I realize that I got to really be grateful, and I hope that we can all work to be more grateful and to appreciate what we have and to take advantage of what is available right now as online English teachers. We don't know when it's going to end. So whatever you're doing, make sure that whatever you're putting your money towards, it's going to bring back something in with the investment, the ROI, right? So number 6, it's great for Palfish. So being out here, you know, in some other countries, or, you know, in Southeast Asia, maybe the internet might not be so good. There's lots of countries in the world where people are teaching English online. But I would say that for me, Thailand has great 4G. Sometimes I even think the internet is better out here in the countryside than it was in Chiang Mai. There was so many power outages sometimes in Chiang Mai with rain. I don't know if it was the condo that I was in, but that's why it's always important to have a SIM card. It's one of the most convenient things about here in Thailand. You can just go to a 7-Eleven, get a $15 SIM card, and it'll last you for the whole month. It's truly, it's terrific. It's like, why can't they have that stuff back home in America? So being able to teach here in the room, it's quiet, you know, I have my privacy, and I can keep staying professional in Palfish. And the last one, number 7, is I'm building a grand future here. So I feel like coming to not only a breakthrough in life, but I'm so optimistic with what can happen right now with life. And the things that I love the most and that make me the happiest, it's multiplying every single day. And now I don't have to like go out and to do things and pay for services that I really love. And soon I'll be able to have those services right here on the property, like a steam room, like water filtration system, like fruits and vegetables. I mean, maybe some people don't care about that stuff, but that's something that's very passionate to me, is what if there is something crazy that happens in the world? Are you prepared? Do you have a backup plan? Do you have some kind of reserve where you can go back to? And this is definitely my headquarters here in Thailand. And my mom and dad, they have a headquarters in our home in Virginia, up in the mountains. So I have 2 great homes. America is my first home where I'm from, and then now in Thailand, it's like my second home. So I made this video just for you out there. If you've been thinking about Thailand, if you've never heard some of these things about Thailand, I just want to get them off my chest and share them with all of you. So thank you so much for this time. I appreciate it. If you have any questions about teaching English abroad or online, let me know. And don't forget, if you want to get some live video coaching with me, look into the description. There's a link there for my Patreon. I already have my first video coaching this Friday, so maybe I'll record that and show everybody. But if you want to support what I'm doing here, and that would be a great place to check out on Patreon. Okay, so I have 2 different tier groups. Thank you so much. Have a great day.